Welcome back to the Patrick Lane Show, where we talk about personal finance, investing, and real estate. And today we're going to talk about DogeCoin Millionaire. I mean, the DogeCoin saga continues. It's going up, it's going down, it's going this way, it's going that way, and he's going right along with it, which is awesome for him. He seems to be enjoying it, but we'll see what maybe what he should have done. But before we do that, do me a favor, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell. It really helps us to grow the channel. We're trying to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, and you doing us that small favor of just smashing that little like button will really help to get us there. Now, of course, you've heard you can't have been on YouTube without hearing something about Dogecoin's up and down saga over the last few weeks and months. And if you've paid any attention to Dogecoin at all, you've probably heard about Pro the Doge or the DogeCoin Millionaire here on YouTube. And, you know, just to recap his story, he went back in February and bought into Dogecoin when it was about 4.5 cents per coin. Well, since then, of course, he's stayed invested. He hasn't taken anything out. I think he dumped $180,000, $188,000, something like that in. Sold some other stocks in Tesla and some other stuff in order to come up with the money. Actually borrowed some money on margin to buy into it, and has just let it ride in Dogecoin ever since then. And so at the peak of Dogecoin, now this is back, you know, Thursday or Friday before Elon Musk's Saturday Night Live appearance, Dogecoin was up to about 74.5 cents, and that would put the Dogecoin Millionaire at nearly $2.9 million. Now remember, he was the Dogecoin Millionaire because he was so happy he went from 180,000 to over $1 million. And then in the last few days, he's gone up over 2 million, almost to $3 million. So it's been a crazy, wild ride. Now, he has not taken any out. He hasn't sold any Dogecoin, hasn't diversified into anything else. And when you hear the reasoning behind it, you know, some of the reasoning I think is actually valid. And some of it, yeah, we'll see. I don't think I would have done it if I were him. So his thought process is that Dogecoin is going to go up even farther. He thinks that it's inevitable that it's going to hit $1. And he thinks that it's actually going to go up to $2.50. And that would put him at about $10 million for his current holdings. Now, he was on another YouTube channel on the Iced Coffee Hour with Graham Stephan, and had mentioned on there that he has about 3.9 million, a little over 3.9 million Dogecoins, and he wants to keep investing and buying more to get up to 4 million Dogecoins altogether. So, you know, depending on how many he actually has in his wallet, that's going to be determinative of when he hits that $10 million mark. So we got to keep that in mind when we're thinking about this. But suffice it to say, he hasn't sold anything. And when he's asked about it, you know, you've had some of the biggest YouTube financial people out there talking to him, and they've said, you know, sell some, take some profits, and do a bunch of different things with your life. His thesis is that it's going to continue to grow over the next few years because more and more people are going to adopt it as the people's currency, as he calls it. You know, you can't really buy into Bitcoin at $50,000 per coin. Ethereum is up to $3,500 a coin. You can't really get into that. But Dogecoin at, you know, 50 cents or $1, anybody can get into it. And, you know, if everybody has enough, or if enough people buy into Dogecoin, then it's going to become a currency that a lot of retailers or a lot of people engaged in commerce are going to want to accept. For example, there's some professional basketball teams, professional hockey teams that are accepting it. A lot of small merchants will accept it. And of course, Elon Musk tweeted out this past week, you know, should Tesla start accepting Dogecoin as payment for Tesla vehicles? So with those things on the horizon, oh, and don't forget, somebody paid SpaceX in Dogecoin to fly their apparatus, their buggies and equipment to the moon, and they paid in Dogecoin, and SpaceX accepted it. So it's not that far-fetched of an idea that Tesla would start accepting Dogecoin. Now, we've got to remember about Tesla that it is a publicly traded company, so there's a lot of SEC regulations, and there's also a board. So Elon, while he is certainly the driving force, he is not the only voice that gets to speak on things like that at Tesla. That being said, you're going to expect to see some price improvement in Dogecoin if Tesla starts accepting it as payment. And it's just going to be a snowball effect, because if you remember, when Tesla said we're going to accept Bitcoin, then all of a sudden 3 or 4 other companies came out. And then you had some institutional investors jump on. And then all of this momentum got behind Bitcoin and drove the price up into the mid-60s. So if Tesla announces that they're actually going to start accepting it, that's going to drive the price higher. So that's part of the reason that the DogeCoin Millionaire is hanging on to it, because he thinks that it's going to go higher and higher and higher as more and more people accept it and start using it and holding it, and as more and more businesses and retailers start accepting it as payment for their goods and services, which is really what you want, right? We talked earlier in a video about the differences between Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin, and how Dogecoin really might be the best of the three as far as a currency, a true currency. Now, where is the DogeCoin Millionaire right now? As we know, the height of the Dogecoin was about 74 cents, but that was before Saturday Night Live. Then Saturday Night Live happened, and Dogecoin has pretty much gone down since then. I think we're down to about 45 cents now. So that's going to take DogeCoin Millionaire from $2.9 million plus at the height down to about 1.8 or 1.9 million. So he has lost in the last couple of days $1 million on Dogecoin. So not only is he a Dogecoin millionaire, he lost $1 million from Dogecoin. And so with that in mind, I don't know that he's hanging on is the best thing for him to do. Now, the other reason that he's hanging on is he wants to avoid short-term capital gains. Well, if you know about capital gains, that is when you invest in an asset. If it goes up and you make a profit when you sell it, you have to pay tax called capital gains. Long-term capital gains right now is at 15 or 20% depending on your, or 0, 15 or 20% depending on your income level. And short-term capital gains is actually taxed at your income, your typical income, earned income rate. And so if DogeCoin Millionaire were to sell off, it's going to be taxed at a much higher rate than if he holds for a year. So that makes a lot of sense from an investing standpoint, because obviously you don't want to invest just to turn around and give the government a big slice of what your returns are, your investment is. And especially if Joe Biden's crazy plan to double the capital gains tax goes through, you don't want to turn around and give the government half. And I think the DogeCoin Millionaire lives in California, so he's probably going to be up close to 60%, mid-50s or 60% if he ends up selling the Dogecoin after the Biden tax law changes to capital gains. So I understand completely what he's concerned about when it comes to taxes. But here's the problem. The DogeCoin Millionaire has his entire brand wrapped around being the DogeCoin Millionaire. Now, I get it that he's a status, he's an inspiration to people. People are looking at him and saying, I'm going to stick with you, much like they did with DFV Roaring Kitty on GameStop. And so if DogeCoin Millionaire is still holding, then all these people are going to still hold on Dogecoin. But the problem is that he is at risk of losing his brand. His brand is the DogeCoin Millionaire. And if at the height, think about this, at the height, at 2.9 million, if he had sold off and pulled out $1 million out of that, he would have still had $1.9 million of Dogecoin holdings, but he would have profited that $1 million, and he could forever after be known as the DogeCoin Millionaire because he made $1 million. He's got $1 million in cash from investing in Dogecoin. Here's the problem, is he's down to $1.8 million now. What happens if Dogecoin drops down from 45 cents to 25 cents? If it gets cut in half again, yeah, he's still 5x'd his money or more, 6x'd his money, but he's going to be under that $1 million threshold. So he's no longer the Dogecoin millionaire. He's just some guy who invested in Doge when it was 5 cents. So to protect his brand, if I were him, pro the Doge and Dogecoin millionaire, I would have pulled that $1 million out when it was at $2.9 million and then forever seal your brand as the Dogecoin millionaire, because nobody could ever take it away from you then. But now that it's dropped back down, he's got to worry about how far it drops to protect that brand. Now, maybe he doesn't care. Maybe he's always going to be the Dogecoin millionaire. Maybe you and I will always refer to him as the Dogecoin millionaire. But I'll tell you, it's exciting to watch. He seems like a nice guy. He's just sort of jovial. He doesn't really have much behind the thesis other than he likes Dogecoin and he thinks it's going to go up and he considers it the people's currency. So congrats to him for being the Dogecoin millionaire. We all, of course, wish we had invested when it was 4 cents or half a cent or way back when. But it's exciting to watch and see what happens. So do me a favor, leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you think about the Dogecoin millionaire, about Dogecoin overall. And should he have sold at the height, or should he just diamond hands and hold on for the ride until he hits his sell point price target of 10 million or 1 year? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And do me a favor, if you got any entertainment or education out of the video, help us grow the channel to 1,000 subscribers by smashing that like button, hitting that subscribe button, and ringing that notification bell so you get to see all of the videos that we post. And we'll see you in the next video.